Okay. Now over to the next question. So there is a lot of discussion on leadership. I mean, like, especially in any organization, it's not only organization, even in life for that matter, but specific to the workspace. What is that one common challenge that is faced by first-time managers in an organization? And how can they deal with this particular challenge?
Right. And this particular topic with regards to first-time managers is very close to, emotionally close to my heart. So see, leadership is all about influencing people, and one can only influence people when the people know that person. Okay. I can only influence a person when the people I'm planning to influence or going to influence, they know me, my work or my skill. Now, for the first-time managers, they start with a clean slate as a manager. Some people hit it off instantly on the very first day because they have something in that comes naturally to them. They have that charisma in them, right? But for most of the first-time managers, they start with a clean slate. They don't have that advantage. They have to climb the staircase step by step. Okay. One thing we need to understand here is that as a leader, you need your team's support to succeed. Without your team's support, no matter how good your leader, of course, you cannot be a good leader if you don't have your team's support. But nevertheless, without your team's support, you cannot succeed. No matter how skilled you are, how experienced you are, how knowledgeable you are. Okay. And you would get your team support only when you have a rapport with your team members. When you're connected with your team members. Now, here I would take the example of Saurav Ganguly, inarguably the best, the most popular leader in Indian cricket team. I heard him a few days back saying that I can't make a Dravid act like a Yuvraj or vice versa. Yuvraj act like a Dravid. Very, very important statement for managers to understand, for leaders to understand. What he meant was everybody in the team has a different style of working. Therefore, onus is on the leader to treat them differently to get the best out of each individual, so that they perform collectively. Most of the first-time managers get promoted without any succession plan or training or mentoring. And I'm saying this from my own experience. Yeah? They are just assigned the role because they are a good performer in terms of technical performer, or they have been working up in a particular position for long. So they just have been promoted to the next level and given the managerial responsibilities without any preparation or planning. So I call the first-time managers are the accidental managers because they become manager by accident and not by design or by plan. So what happens is either, in this particular case, two things can happen. Mostly two things can happen. One is that either they become a control freak and boss around, okay, because that's how the technical people, most of the technical people work, because those who are technically good, they sort of, they understand that they're technically good. Okay, so they have a subtle ego, which is okay. I have no problem with that. But when they become boss, without knowing how to deal with people, two things happen. One is, of course, as I mentioned, they become control freak and try to boss around my way or highway. They get involved in every details of the team members, what they're doing. Okay, they try to track every details. That's one way of doing things. Another way is they try to make everyone happy and end up doing all the work by himself. And that's not a work of the manager. The manager's work is to manage your team, not to do the jobs of others, of the team members. Therefore, both ways of management, people management do not work. They don't work probably initially, but not in the long term. So the secret is first to know your team, talk to the individual team members, build that rapport, build that connect, and then work with each team member according to his or her style to get the best out of the team. And that's what I have learned through my experience, and it has worked wonders for me. Over to you, Chitra. Thank you very much. It was a wonderful question.
So basically what I understand is you mean people management skills is something that, especially for managers, it's an extremely important area where it will help them, progress, or I would say succeed in managing the team effectively, right?
Yeah. So I mean, I was watching Jack Ma saying that if you cannot uh, if you cannot manage people, then you as a professional, you have a very limited, basically limited shelf life. Okay,
Right.
you cannot proceed beyond a point. So it's about, it's always about people management. If you want to be leader, it's always about people management. And when it comes to people management, it's not that, you cannot choose your people. Most of the time you cannot choose your people. There is a team and you have made the manager of that team, so you have to basically adapt to the team's way of working, but subtly. Okay, and you can only do that only when you build the rapport, the people. And that's can be done again through communication, the greatest skill, the biggest skill
Absolutely.
one person can have.